Howdy everybody. Welcome to video number 9 for the wings. In this video I'm doing section 15 or instruction part 15 in the instruction manual. The wings are separated out into like 5 different sections. I'm calling them all section 13, so all of the wing parts are part 13. And just so you know, that's why the numbers are kind of messed up there. But in this part, we're putting together the doubler plates on the rear spar for the left wing.
I don't know if you can see the lines in there. And then the lines in there.
So those were really hard to see, but basically what you do is you measure on your doubler plate, you measure over, you mark a line, and then you can see that line through the drill holes, and that's how you line it up. You put the line you drew on the doubler in the middle of the pilot holes that are on the spar. That helps you line it up, and then you can drill all of the rest of the holes. And there's a bunch of holes in there that get rivets in them. But not too bad. It was pretty easy. So while I am drilling the holes for those doubler plates, let me tell you a joke or two. So why did Waldo go to therapy? To find himself. Where's Waldo? It kills me. Okay, one more stupid one. Why didn't the sun go to college? It already had 1,000,000 degrees. Ah, well, technically, I don't think it's right because I think it was more than 1,000,000 degrees. That was funny. So there you go. There's your jokes for the day or for the video. And then I'm just continuing on with those doubler plates. There's 3 doubler plates on the rear spar. There's one on the very outboard edge because that's where you attach the aileron, the outboard aileron hinge bracket. There's one that's the next one in from the outboard side. That one holds the other aileron bracket, which has a service bulletin, and I'll go through the service bulletin. I'm not sure if I did it already in a video that's coming out or if it's in the next video. Anyways, there's a service bulletin thing out there. And the service bulletin actually attaches to that doubler bracket there. And then there's one for where the hinge bracket comes through. So there's like a big hole you put in it. So some doublers there, and they're not too difficult. You have to break out your Dremel. See, that's that big hole where the pipe kind of comes through for actuating the aileron. And then you clean that all up, put them all in there, take them all apart, do the same thing, deburr. Gotta love deburring stuff. And then you'll see before too long they are painted.
Okay, I scuffed all the stuff, primed it all, so you guys don't have to watch that. But now I am on page 15-04. I'm on step 5, so just FYI, that's the step I'm on. There is the rear spar that I am now dimpling. There's the pieces for the rear spar. Brad should be over shortly and we will attach that thing. So that'll be good. So here you go.
So there we are. I scuffed it all and primed it all, and now I'm dimpling the top and bottom of the rear spar so it can take the skins, so the skins fit on top of that, basically. And that's my air compressor you hear in the background. I tried to make it less noisy, but it's just noisy. There's nothing you can do about it. So I just go through, dimple that side. I do dimple the other side. I'm not even sure if I show that. Um, but it's what you do a lot of anyway. And then you attach all of the pieces. So you have the doubler brace for the inboard part. You have the extra piece that you have to drill a hole in, and then you have all of the doubler plates. And those are thick pieces of aluminum. They're a pretty good size. So I don't know, I kind of think that the thicker the material, the easier it is to work with. Because you don't feel like you're going to break it or anything. It's pretty strong, and you don't have to worry about it so much. And then, obviously, me and Brad, shooting the proverbial bull garbage. That's one of the best parts about building an airplane is having people come over and help you and chat and catch up and all that good stuff. So that's always nice when he's able to do that. He is retired, and he does have a YouTube channel that he's putting together. Once has a couple of videos, but he hasn't put them out there. So once he does, I will include his video name, his channel name, so you guys can check it out if you want. I tried to help him convince his wife he needed to build a plane. She was not on board with that. So any love you can give Brad and maybe he can use that to convince his wife that he should build a plane. You never know, right? We did turn the piece over so it was easier to rivet that other side. And sometimes you notice that, like depending upon how the squeezer is positioned makes it easier depending upon if the head's on one side or the head's on the other side. And so sometimes you just have to flip the piece over to make it easier on yourself so you don't have to worry about it so much. We did have, I think, one or two that we had to redo at some point. You might see that here. I might have cut it out. I'm not sure. And then we do make some mistakes. So there is a line of holes that go down kind of the 2/3 of the way on the rear spar that don't get riveted, and that's because there's a piece that kind of fits between the rear spar and the skin that hangs over the back of the rear spar that kind of takes up some space there, and the aileron and the flap kind of fit up against it. It's more like a airfoil kind of thing in the back, and I did rivet some of the rivets in those holes, and I had to drill them out. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but it happens. You get busy riveting stuff in, and then you forget. You're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to leave those open because I have another piece that has to fit on there. So yeah, you learn and live and learn. Do your best, and if you have to buy new parts, you buy new parts. And then the top ones don't get riveted because they will be riveted with the skins themselves. And so all of those pieces weren't dimpled, they were actually countersunk because the skin will fit inside there. See, that was me just drilling out you'll see me pull that row of rivets out. It's like, oh, you're a moron, Brandon. But yeah, I removed that row of rivets because they're not supposed to be there, and they will eventually get riveted once I put that other piece on there. So, and then you see me put the tape on those holes. I was like, okay, let's not make that mistake again, and so we covered those with tape so we wouldn't rivet those holes this next time. And then you just do all those rivets. You do leave a couple of them open where that hole is because that's where the aileron hinge bracket fits, and so you don't do them all. You leave a row and a half basically open on that side. And then we talk some more. Don't get much work done. You know how it is. I did get a new air conditioner, so that is nice. My old air conditioner wasn't cooling down the garage as good as I would have liked. So I got a new one, and it is nice in there. It's about 75 degrees in the garage, which is rather comfortable if you ask me. Kind of nice, especially when it's like 114 degrees out. By the way, it is like 114 degrees out in Arizona. That's fun. And that's pretty much the end of the rear spar once you get those riveted on. So the rear spar is pretty much done at that point. We pull the tape off, and then I believe we go attach it, if I remember correctly here. Let me go see what happens. Let me chat some more, make sure we did everything. Oh no, you have to ream the hole. That's what you have to do. That's the last step on the actual rear spar before you attach it, is you have to ream the hole, the attach hole, in the inboard side of the rear spar. And so this is me just setting up to make sure it's level. It's like, okay, is that enough? I realize, oh, it's not high enough. We go get another board and put under there to make it level. Okay, that's a little bit too high. So you'll see me remove the little metal sheet. Okay, that's perfect. Now it's perfectly level. And you'll see me put a 90-degree measuring on that to make sure it's perfectly up and down straight. And that's pretty much it. We clean up the hole, make sure it's pretty. And that's all she wrote. Have fun, like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.